Hello guys, welcome back to a new video, and in this video I'm going to cover division and specifically two-digit divisors, meaning we're going to be dividing by two digits. If it's been a while and you need a quick refresher, this should be helpful whether you're middle schools, high school, college, continuing your education as an adult, or maybe you just learned this recently. Really, no matter what situation you're in, here are a couple of examples to help you refreshen a bit, or just to teach you this if you don't know it yet, or if you just learned this. So, we have two examples here, starting with 1248 divided by 24. So, we're gonna take 4 steps to solve this division problem. So, we have the first step, divide, then multiply, then subtract, then bring down, and the last one, we just repeat the same 4 steps all over again till we're done. So, let's start. So, first of all, we're gonna write these down. So, we're dividing 1248, oh, my bad guys, 1248 by 24. So, now what we have to do here is we have to look how many times does 24 fit into 12. So in this case, it fits 0 times. So we're gonna let the 4 help us out a little bit. So instead of 12 or 1, we're gonna do how many times does 24 fit into 124. Or you can just do 124 divided by 24. But it's basically the same as how many times does it fit in 124. So we're going to do the multiples of 24 together for a bit. So we have 3 times 24 equals 72. So it does fit 3 times in it, but we can get a couple more of 24s into the 124. So we have 4 times 24. This equals 96, and 5 times 24 will equal 120. Now we know that 5 times 24 equals 120. 5 times 24 equals 120. So we're just below our 124, and we can't go up another one because then we will be too high. So we can write the 5 down here. Don't write it at the 2 or the 1 because we also use the 4. So now we have 5. So now we have to multiply 5 by 24. We already did this right over here. So 5 times 24 is 120, and we write it below. 120 and 124. Now we have to subtract our third step of the 4 steps. So 124 minus 120 will equal 4, because 4 minus 0 equals 4, 2 minus 2 is 0, and 1 minus 1 is also 0. So we have 4 as our answer. Now for the last step, we have to bring down the next digit. So we have an 8 right here. So we bring down the 8 right over here, and we are left with 48. Now we just repeat. So we divide 48 by 24, or we say, how many times does 24 fit into 48? Now, 24 times 2 equals exactly 48. So the 24 fits 2 times into 48. So we write the 2 right here. Now again, we multiply 2 by 24 and we get 48. So again, we write it below each other and we subtract it. So 48 minus 48 will be 0, and this is our perfectly done final answer, 52. So our final answer, so answer equals 52. You also have some occasions where you won't end up on a perfectly rounded 0, you can probably end up in much more of them on like a 3 or a 4 or a 7. And then, for example, your answer would be 52, 52 remainder 7. Then this will be your final answer. But in this case, we didn't have a remainder, we just had a 0 right here, so it was perfectly cut. So, and I'm gonna explain to you why it is a remainder and why we can't go further to get the remainder away. So, let's say we had a 7 right here, and we did the subtract method. Here, we were in the third step when we got the 0, or in this case, as I'm explaining, when we got the 7. The next step should be to bring down, but if we are already at the 1 spot, we can't bring something down, because we don't have anything here, so we would just be bringing down nothing. So that's why sometimes you will have a remainder as your final answer also. So that was the first example. Now I'm going to go over to the second example. This one is a bit more difficult, but it's basically the same thing. So let's start. We have 2184 divided by 28. So 28 like this. 2184. So now we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to see how many times does 28 fit into 2, 21, or 218. In this case, it doesn't fit in 2 or in 21, so we're going to use the 218 again. So, how many times does 28 fit into 218? So, I'm going to do the multiples for you guys of 28, so we can solve it together. So, let's start with, let's say, 6 times 28. 6 times 28 equals 168. We're still far away from the 218, so we can go further. 7 times 28 will equal 196. We're coming a bit closer, but it can look like we can go one more. So 8 times 28 we try, and then we get 224. This isn't correct because we went over our 218. So how many times the 28 can fit into 218 will be 7 times, because if we do 8 times, it will be over to 218. So we can do 7. So now we have to do 7 times 28. In this example, I'm not going to do the lines over here. So we have 7 times 28. I already wrote it down here. So we know it's 196. So we just write it down here, 196. Now, for the next step, we subtract these two. So 218 minus 196 will be 8 minus 6 equals 2. 1 minus 9 we can't do, so we have to borrow 1 from the 2. So the 2 becomes a 1, and the 11 becomes the 1 becomes an 11. So now we have 11 minus 9 equals 2. And now we have 1 minus 1, which equals 0. So our answer for the first one will be 22. Now, the next step is to bring down the next digit. Our next digit is 4. So we bring this down and we have 224. Now we're going to repeat the same process over again till we're done with the whole division problem. So now we have to see how many times does 28 fit into 224. Now, as we know, we had 7 times for 218, but let's try 8 times. 8 times 28 equals 224. And oh, you look, it's exactly on the dot the same number. So the 28 fits exactly 8 times into 224. So now we multiply 28 by 8. We already know what this is. It's 224. So we write it down. Oh, 224. We write it down below each other and we subtract. 4 minus 4 equals 0. 2 minus 2 equals also 0. And 2 minus 2 equals 0 again. Now for the next step we have to bring down. But we're already at the 1 spot, so we can't bring down anything. So we're done with the second example. So our final answer of the second example will be 78. This was basically the video, guys, on two-digit division. I hope you guys understand the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment if you have any questions. And this was Mr. Mathz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.